Fire in the hole! Let's cook some pork belly. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my backyard barbecue. What I'm putting down for you this week is I'm happy because I have some pork belly. And I've cut the pork belly into chunks like that, about that size. And I've got some bamboo skewers sitting in water because we're gonna cook these over direct fire, but first we have to marinate them. And I gotta get these out of the way so I can make my marinade. This is the marinade for the pork belly. This is a Filipino recipe, and it's got some things that go into our typical Filipino ingredients, like this Jufran banana sauce. You have to have this if you're cooking Filipino food, and you need a cup of this. I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to put what I feel like putting in there. It's as hard to get out as regular ketchup. It's not ketchup though, don't make that mistake. I'm going to have to use the end of my spoon to coax that out of there. Yeah, here it comes, it's coming out. Alright, come on, banana ketchup. Banana ketchup was developed in the Philippines by U.S. servicemen who were stationed there and didn't have tomatoes, and they wanted ketchup, so they used bananas to make banana ketchup. And we need a cup of that in there, and this is not working out for me. Having a hard time getting it out of the bottle. I probably should have let it sit outside the refrigerator for a while. I might have to stop the video while I get this stuff out of here. Here it comes, coming out slowly but surely. Come on, baby. Anticipation. Alright, we're gonna have to pause. Okay, it took a while, but I managed to coax out a cup's worth of banana ketchup. Next thing we need is some Sprite. Sprite soda. Now, if you don't like Sprite soda, you can use 7-Up instead. But Sprite is what they use in the Philippines. For some reason, they like Coca-Cola products. We need a cup of this in there, a cup of Sprite. Maybe like a little bit more. There you go. A cup of Sprite. I'll put a little bit, just a touch more, of Sprite, lemon lime soda. That's good stuff. Okay, then we need some soy sauce, of course, a cup of soy sauce. Let's get some of that out of there. That shouldn't be hard to get out. Making a mess though. At least it's coming out of the jar. Okay, a cup of soy sauce. And we need a half a cup of oyster sauce. Lee Kum Kee oyster sauce. I hope that's not hard to get out of the jar. It's not, okay. Alright, a half a cup of Lee Kum Kee oyster sauce. And then we need some brown sugar. A sweet marinade. We need a 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar in there. And I'm not going to sing, Craig, don't worry. Brown sugar. I do like some brown sugar. Brown sugar in there. Let's close that back up so the ants don't get it. Okay, one more thing. One more thing, Big Dan. Check it out. Sambal olik. This is chili garlic sauce. You know what? I completely forgot the most important thing. I gotta put this in there. You need a couple tablespoons. This is hot stuff. If you don't like your stuff really hot, then you can either leave this out or just go slow on it. I'll put 2 tablespoons of that in there. But I also need a cup of chopped garlic, which I have to get. I have to go back in the house and get it because I completely forgot it. But we need a cup of chopped garlic. I'll put the recipe in the description for you in case you want to make this Filipino style pork belly skewers. Let me get that brown sugar mixed up in there. I'm gonna have to go get some chopped garlic. I'm gonna have to chop a cup of garlic. That's a lot of garlic, I know, but garlic is good stuff. But anyway, let me go chop up a cup of garlic and put that on my pork belly. And that's gonna marinate for about 4 to 6 hours before we can start the fire and cook that pork belly. So stay tuned. Okay, I'm back. I got the garlic. This is a cup of chopped garlic. If you you think that's going to keep the vampires away, it will for a long, long time. It's also going to keep your wife from kissing you for a long time as well. And if that's a good thing to you, well then go for it. But if not, I don't know what to tell you. You got to have garlic. A cup of chopped garlic. Seems like a lot of garlic, doesn't it? All right, well, it is. All right, got to get our garlic incorporated in there, in that marinade. And now we can pour that on the pork belly. I don't know what that noise is. It sounds like a bird. Anyway, yeah, we're going to pour that on the pork belly and let that sit for a few hours. And then we'll come back and we'll cook this stuff up. So stay tuned. Okay, the fire's lit, but I haven't skewered up the pork yet. While we're waiting for the charcoal to come up to temperature, we're going to make a basting sauce for this pork belly. We need some, of course, Jufran banana sauce. Hopefully it'll come out a little easier now that it's been sitting out here in the heat. And it is coming out a little bit easier. It's kind of gelatinous. That's the problem. I'll put the exact... no, I forgot to tell you about the vinegar. I put some vinegar in that marinade. And I'll put the exact measurements of the marinade and the basting sauce in the description, along with, I forgot to tell you, I got this idea for this from a guy named Schuey. Schuey is an Australian dude who knows barbecue. This is oyster sauce. We're putting some oyster sauce in our, this is the a basting sauce that we're going to make for this these pork skewers. Oyster sauce, and then we've got some sesame oil. Sesame oil is going to give that a nice shine to that pork belly as it cooks. Just put a little bit of sesame oil in there. We're going to mix that all up and get that ready for when I get these skewered up and get them on the fire as soon as the fire comes up to temperature. And we'll start basting the pork belly with that as it goes along. What a mess I've made. And yeah, so stay tuned. We're getting ready to put this on the fire. Alright, my fire's up to temp. I've got my skewered pork belly on the skewers. I'm going to lay that right on the hot fire, directly over the hot coals. Not going to have room for them all, I don't think. Yeah, I am. Okay. And then as they cook, I'm going to hit them with this basting sauce to get an extra layer of flavor on the pork belly. We will be basting them. Oh, don't that look good already? Looks good enough to eat. Alright. Oh, baby. Yeah, we got to get those up to about 170 internal temperature. You can push pork belly a little further than you can normal pieces of pork. It won't fall apart. It's pretty tough. So yeah, we're going to baste that and cook it and turn it. We'll be turning them and basting them. And don't they look good already? Oh, baby. That's some Filipino street food for you right there, babies. That's how they serve it in the Philippines. Fresh off the stick. Right off the hot fire. Let's give that a baste. It's starting to look good already. We got to check the temperature on that. We can't just serve that like it is. It's got to be cooked. And like I said, I'll put the recipe for the basting sauce and the marinade, which I forgot to tell you about the vinegar and the marinade, in the description for exact, if you need exact measurements, which I'm sure you want. Yeah. How's that look? Not too shabby, huh? So let's get that cooked up. And it's starting to look good. It's starting to smell excellent. We're going to get that cooked up, and then we'll take a taste and drink a beer. So stay tuned. My pork belly skewers are done. There's the Frosty Root Boy mug, star of the show. Here's today's beer from Wild Barrel Brewing Company, the Prince of Darkness. Can we take a minute and just admire the label on this thing? Is that beautiful? The Prince of Darkness, a double India Pale Ale, dry hopped, with Nelson, Simcoe, and Matuka hops. Alcohol 8.4% by volume. A double IPA, another one of these beautiful beers that my daughter got me for my birthday. I can't wait to try this, Rob. Prince of Darkness. You know who that is, right? Oh yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Not too bad of a pour. Not too bad. A little too much head on that, Rob. You know, but at least I didn't spill any. At least I didn't spill any. It's a nice looking beer. Let's take a sniff of that. Oh man, you can smell the hops in that. You like a hoppy beer? This is it for you, boy. The Prince of Darkness. The devil. That's who that is. Let's quaff the froth off it, Rob. Plenty of froth to quaff. Not a very good pour, was it? Let's quaff that baby. Ah, that's delicious. I gotta tell you, I hope my pork belly is as delicious as that beer. Let me turn the camera around and get some of this in my mouth. Stay tuned. So, one of these jerks on YouTube says to me, turn your hat around. Okay, here. We turn my hat around? Here. How's that? Okay, better? Is that better? You just wanted to see my bald head, didn't you? Let me. I can't wait to taste some of this meat on a stick. Pork belly. If you're not eating your meat on a stick, you're not living your life. I gotta get a piece of this pork belly. It's hot. Ah, it's delicious. Oh my. Wow. That's delicious. It melts in your mouth, let me tell you. Oh boy. That's a great recipe. I want to thank Schuey, my new friend Schuey in Australia, for the recipe. Filipino street food, pork skewers. I think I'm going to do a series of street food videos. I think the next one's going to be New York dirty water hot dogs. Pretty sure. Anyway, you know what I always say, babies? If you like this crap, please subscribe. I gotta get another piece of pork belly in my mouth. I just gotta. I gotta have another taste of that meat off of a skewer. Look at that. That's sublime. Let me tell you. I can just imagine, I could just imagine walking down the street in the Philippines and smelling this by the side of the road. How could you resist? Anyway, babies, you know what I always say, if you like this crap, please subscribe. If you don't, go up in the iCard. Look how good I'm pointing to the iCard, and see a lady who's a new subscriber, a new friend of mine. She doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but her channel is kicking butt. She's making Indian dishes, you know, like curries and so forth. And she's amazing. I'm not going to try to say her name. I'll butcher it. So I'm not going to say it. Anyway, go up in the iCard and check her out. Subscribe to me. Go down in the description for the exact recipe and quantities of the basting sauce and marinade for this recipe here. And special thanks to my buddy Schuey for turning me on to this. This is his recipe. Actually, he's in Australia, but he seems to know a lot about barbecue, I'll tell you. And yeah, that's my video, babies. We'll see you next week. Bye!